Hi and welcome back to Food52. Today I'm making lime and poppy seed slaw with curry leaf oil. So something simple and nice and seasonal. And I'm just going to start by making some beautiful sweet cashews. So I've got some soft brown sugar and turmeric, ground turmeric. And I'm just going to immediately add some water. So about 3 tablespoons. And I'm going to give this a nice mix. If you don't want to spoil your wooden spoon, then use a metal spoon because it really stains very easily. So don't spoil your best wooden spoon on your turmeric nuts. Those cashew nuts that will come out of this will be a garnish, but also a little snack that you could have cheekily while you're making your slaw. So a garnish and a snack. So I'm just going to bring that to a kind of a simmer, and as soon as all the sugar is melted and you can smell the turmeric melted in there, I'm going to add these cashew nuts which have been roasted and salted. They go straight in, and these cumin seeds. So I've got here cashew nut, cumin seeds, turmeric, and brown sugar. And I'm just going to start cooking that until the liquid turns into a syrup. If you don't have cashew nuts, you can use other nuts like almonds, but would be nice here, even pistachios. Pecans, especially good for this time of the year, would be really, really good on this slaw. But if you want to keep it nut-free, that's absolutely fine as well. And they can go straight into this tray. I'm using paper so they don't stick. And then they go straight into the oven. So they're in at 160 for 14 minutes. They're going to go darker, beautiful, glistening, and then they're going to go all nice and crunchy, which is the crunch you're going to get for the slaw. Now I'm going to make curry leaf oil, which also goes on top at the very end. So I'm just going to warm up this pan here. And I'm going to slice some of this chili. And then some oil, about 3 tablespoons. I'm going to cook my chilies on medium heat for about 7 minutes before I'm going to add the curry leaves. So I'm going to put that aside and quickly make the dressing, which is really very, very easy. I've got some lime juice. This is the juice of about 3 limes. 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, some poppy seeds, some garlic, and a bit of salt. So now I'm going to start adding a bit of olive oil, but I'm just going to do it slowly to get the dressing nice and emulsified. This is really nice. I'm also going to do something that's so the recipe is from Noor and my book Shelf Love, and it's served in the book. We suggest to serve it with rich pork vindaloo, but I wanted to keep this dish vegan, so I'm going to fry some tofu to serve with a slaw. So I'm going to just warm up this pan quickly. I'm just adding enough olive oil to this pan to shallow fry the tofu. And for this, I'm going to use a firm tofu, like this one, that I'm going to cut into thick slices, about 1 or 2 centimeters thick. So that's just like 1/2 or 3/4 of an inch. You have to use firm in this case because I want it to fry nicely and not break up completely. I'll break it up a bit when I serve it. So we've got like 5 slices here. And here, my chili is nice and it's getting there, but I'm gonna give it another minute or two, just so when it starts to go on the orangey kind of brown side, and then I'm gonna add my curry leaves. My oil here is hot, so I'm gonna put those slices of tofu in. And I just wanna get some color on the tofu and get that kind of firm crust on top as well. So they'll sit there a few minutes on each side. Meanwhile, my chilies are looking nice and dark red, which is the time to add curry leaves. Roughly 20 curry leaves, and they don't take long at all to cook. They'll pop a bit. About 2 minutes would be absolutely fine for the curry leaves. And I love curry leaves. They're not always easy to get, but they really upgrade your whatever you put them in, whether it's a slaw like this one, salad, or you can put them in stews. I love them as a finishing touch because they go nice and crunchy if you fry them like that. But if you can't get curry leaves, it's absolutely fine not to use them. This will be good without. And if you want some of that kind of mustardy, curry-ish flavor, you can use a bit of curry powder in the dressing. It's completely up to you, but you don't have to use curry leaves. You'll notice that the curry leaves kind of change color. They go a bit translucent once they're cooked. And that's literally a matter of 2 minutes in the pan with the chili. And that will be my finishing oil. And that's ready. Just gonna pour the chilies and the curry leaves into this little bowl. Okay, I'm gonna turn these over. I'm just gonna add a little bit of turmeric to the pan for color. And some cumin seeds. Tiny bit of salt. I'm just gonna add that into the slaw as soon as it's ready, to make it a little bit more substantial. They look great. My cashews are really nice and crisp now. You can hear it. And they're coated in the sugar and the cumin and the turmeric. Beautiful. So now I'm just gonna cut the vegetable for the slaw. So I've got some white cabbage. Some of it I've sliced earlier, and I'm gonna do a little bit more slicing. And with cabbage, I find it really easy to just kind of peel it off and just quickly go with a large knife this way. But you can also use a mandolin. And then you get these nice juliennes, which is very, very easy. And I'm also going to use my mandolin for the onion. There you go. That looks beautiful. And it's so easy and saves you a lot of knife work. So I've got the cabbage, I've got the carrots and the onions, all thinly sliced. And now I'm just going to add the dressing. So I've got the poppy seed mustard dressing that goes in. I'm going to season with extra pepper and salt. And the salt will soften the vegetables, and I'm just going to mix them by hand to get the dressing all over the vegetables. So for this slaw, I've used white cabbage and I've used carrots, but you can use other vegetables. If you want to, this time of the year, you can use celeriac, that's really nice, or celery root, that's great for a slaw. You can use other root vegetables. In the summers, I use zucchinis, they're really nice as well. You can really use whatever you like, as long as it's got enough firmness in it, you're good to go. So play around with your vegetables. Now I'm just going to taste it. So you want acidity there, and you want saltiness, which I've got both in abundance, and a little bit of sweetness will come from the cashews. And now I'm just going to take the tofu and break it in there with my hands in little pieces. And the tofu is really not essential, it's just to bulk it up. Everything here could be made in advance. You can fry your tofu in advance, you could make your slaw, and the longer it sits now, up to about an hour, the better, because it will soften really nicely. Just gonna mix it up. And now it's time to plate. Up until this stage, everything can be made in advance. I've kept the herbs aside. I've got the chili and curry leaf oil, and I've got the cashew nuts. All are ready to add at the very last minute. So I've got picked cilantro or coriander and fresh mint that goes in there. And I've got some more here just to pick straight on top. I'm just gonna mix it very gently so the herbs stay whole. I've used mint and coriander. One adds a little bit more freshness and the other adds depth. You can use other herbs that you've got. Any soft herb would work nicely here. Tarragon would be good, for example, and parsley. And I'm just going to start spooning it on top. As I plate, I'm gonna add some cashew nuts. Nice and crispy, you can hear them, they're lovely and ready, and they're nice and sweet. So I've got that oil with the chili and the really nice and glistening leaves. I'm going to add a whole lot of extra cashews everywhere. And then just some of these really delicate fresh mint leaves. They just punctuate everything in that kind of green color. It's beautiful. There's all those layers of flavor here. You've got the heat from the chilies and the sweetness of the cashews and nuttiness. So this dish is all about the different layers that all come together in something which is both sweet and spicy and really, really refreshing. Looks good. This is for you, Noor, because you're very special. Do you want to top it up with some extra cashews,
yes.
especially for you?
Thank you so much.
So colorful. I love it.
Yeah. It is. It's a celebration of
Definitely
colors for the autumn, isn't it?
Very
Rainbow
much.
salad.
Rainbow salad.
Good for you as well. Yes. It's so yummy.
I forgot how much I like this one.
The only
spicing
problem is
on the nuts.
The poppy seeds, they pop in your teeth later, so watch out. If you're going on a date or something.
I won't smile for the rest of the day.